Okay, well, welcome everyone, and thank you again to Lori Summers for joining us and helping us navigate through Dash and to best utilize the training and making sure that moving forward we understand how we best can support our consultants. So I've already gave Lori a heads up what we're looking for. So we're going to let Lori work through some of the the intricacies of Dash, and then we'll open up to any questions at the end. So if you could kind of make some notes on your questions and hold those till the end, I think that will help Lori quite a bit. So Lori, thank you again, and I'm going to turn this over to you.
Thanks, Sis Donna. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to share my screen here really quick, and I'm already logged into Dash, so you can see mine. This would be yours. It would look just like this. Real quick, I'm going to tell you that it's easy. If you will double click on, there's two sections in here that move. So scrolling can be difficult if you don't know, but if you'll just double click on the right, then you can scroll up and down. This is where you can actually see also your leaderboard. So as you scroll down on the right-hand side, I'll show you where to find leaderboards in a little bit. Then if you wanted to scroll in the middle section, you click in the middle section is where you're going to find your tasks. Your journey is going to be unique to you. So each one of you, depending on where you're at in your journey, maybe you just recently recruited somebody, you're going to start seeing some tasks pop up, like connecting with your recruit, like mine's doing. If you have just booked a party, maybe you booked a kitchen party, you might see some tasks on training on some products or something. So Dash kind of is going to serve up some tasks unique to you where you're at in your journey. It does the same thing for new consultants, but when we've met a lot in our Game Changer group, we did not want to overwhelm new consultants coming in to see everything that you're going to see. You actually, all the tasks are not completely opened up to you either. As you complete tasks, you'll start seeing new tasks. When mine first started and I looked at the new consultant journey, I only had 4 tasks. As I've gone through the new consultant journey, I now can see 18 tasks in mine. And so you'll see, see now it says 18 of 20. So they're adding new tasks for us all the time to help us as they see the need or something new comes up, which is amazing because that's how this program is designed, to keep building and keep adding new trainings and new things for us, which is really awesome. For new consultants coming in, they're going to get an email that's going to encourage them to go to Dash. It is actually where if they didn't have a leader helping them, they could still get some good training and start their journey with Pampered Chef. But of course, we want to support them as best we can. So I'm going to encourage you to go. You can do some of this along with me as I do this if you want, if that helps you. But mine has 3 little dashes on the left-hand side that if you pull, it will pull down a menu over on the left. If you can see, you can go to different things, your tasks, programs, leaderboards. Down at the bottom, you can go to management, and that's where you can see the activity dashboard of your consultants as they're doing things. So I'm going to start with programs, and it has the drop-down menu that looks like the right-hand side of mine. I'm going to encourage you to go to the new consultant programs and do that first because you want to know what your new consultants are seeing. And if you will work through these tasks, then this is exactly what new consultants are seeing. So since I've done my 18, 2 more have popped up now for me. You can also go into view task history, and it will bring up all those tasks. And you can go back through any of these. So any task you completed, you can always go back to them. Let's say somebody did the task that tells them how to reorder new business supply materials, and they've forgotten how to do that. They can go back in here, click on it, it'll walk them back through it. So pretty cool to be able to go back through. They could go back in, maybe their why has changed on their journey. They can go back into that task on their why and make some changes and upgrade that. So this is where you can scroll down through here and see what all the new consultant tasks are. So everybody keeps saying, well, what tasks are the new consultants getting served? This is what they're getting served. I will tell you this, that we're still working on making sure that home office is serving up the tasks that the field wants our new consultants to see. If I understand it right now, the things they see first is to put their profile pic in, set up their business page, and what is Dash, and then welcome to Pampered Chef. That's the first 4 tasks that I think that they're seeing. I'm not going to tell you positively that, because I haven't been a new consultant for that to pop up on my screen and say, yes, this is what they're seeing. I thought that the next 4 tests they were getting was tell us about yourself, your why, set your first goals, and I'm lost on the 4th one right now. But anyway, that's what we want them doing. We want to know their why. We want to know about them. We want them to start setting their first goals. And so as we go in there and start looking at their answers to things, we should actually be able to see, we would like to see them do those at least first 8 tasks before we have our first 24 to 48 hour call with them. So you want to make sure that your new recruit, that you're connecting with them within 24 to 48 hours, even if they haven't done anything in Dash. But if they've done something in Dash, we are hoping that this is working where you're going to already know things about them before you log in, before you get on that first phone call with them. Because that's going to help you to go straight into some coaching and in training with them. And you're not having to cover those initial first steps. But
Can
as
I ask
they
a
go
question
through,
real quick. I'm sorry,
Sure.
Lori. So
that's okay. That's
where do we see that? How do we see where our
Okay.
consultants have filled stuff in?
okay. So as they're completing these, some of them have answers, some of them don't. As you go back over here to the left-hand side to the bottom, let me close my programs. You will see the management, and then you will go to activity dashboard.
So were you going to get to that, Lori, or do you have a
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to skip ahead.
No, that's great. We can move right to that, because I know that's you guys are that's where you're at. So you can see like some of mine have jumped on here and started answering things. You can also tell that these are new tasks that are being served up to my consultants, where it has the little green circle that says new. If I keep scrolling, I'm going to see one where she has a check mark where she's done create a party. So if I click on this, it will drop down here. If there's any answers in this, then it will pull those answers in for me and it will show them to me. So let me see if I can find one that would have some answers for you. It may take me a second to scroll through some of these.
And so this is where we see all of the courses that they've completed or not completed.
Yes. So if they have a check mark beside them, those are ones that they've completed. If they have an orange circle, it means that they're in the progress of those. So like they could have clicked on that and started, got interrupted, and haven't come back to it yet. You can do that also. And when you come back to that task, it will start right where you left off. So even if you get interrupted, you can still come back to it. Let's see. I'm going to keep going here. Maybe I'll get to one that says a why or something.
Now, Lori, since it has the search bar over there for in the task, could you like do a search for the whys if you knew like the?
Let's try that. I haven't actually tried that. Like I haven't been in here as much as I would like to be either. Let's see. Let me just type in why. Discover your why. Here's what. You're so smart. Way to go.
Way to go, Heather.
Okay. So then when I click on it, then I can see her answers, what she has checked. And she's checked a lot of boxes here of why she wants to work the business. She wants to be a stay-at-home mother. She wants to have fun in the kitchen, vacations. Like, isn't this awesome? Like, you can see all of her answers for why she wants to do Pampered Chef. So she's done this before that first initial 24-hour call. Like, that's amazing, right? You can jump right in with her on all of these things. You can tell she's got a child at home, that she likes going on vacations. Like, so it's amazing.
So we could use that search and search for a team member before we do their call. Look at all the classes they've done. That could kind of help us in our, that's great.
So right here, I could put in my girl just now. And it's going to pull those up. Well, because I had Y in there too. It's still pulling up all of them that have done that, I guess. But let's see if I take that out. I think I can just put her in and just bring up hers.
I think you need to click on her name.
Yeah, when her name pops up, you gotta click on it.
So when I'm typing, her name's popping up for me somewhere?
Yeah.
It popped up right there.
Oh, gotcha. That's what I was missing. I was like, why isn't this going? Yeah. And then it brings me all the stuff up for her that she's done so far. See, she's been really busy in here. I ran a challenge in my team that any of them that got in Dash and got 1,000 points I did it for a week, by the following Monday, then I would put them all in a drawing for a new fall product. And I posted that to my team page. And so I had several that jumped in and started doing some things in Dash. Not that we just want them playing in Dash all the time, right? We want them working. And so sometimes in Dash, I don't know how much y'all have been in Dash, but sometimes you can get in Dash and then you're just like, oh man, I wasted time, not wasted, but I've been in here a long time doing this when I should have been making phone calls or connecting with people or working in my parties. So if you also go over here to your leaderboards under the menu, it will bring you back to your main page. And as you scroll down over here, just what I was saying, you can see my leaderboards on the right-hand side. And my girl, Deborah Sanford, says she's earned 1,350 points so far. So you can see where your team is and how many points they have. Now, if I go back to my homepage, you probably have seen this, but if you scroll all the way down to the bottom in the middle section, you are going to see your teams. Some people are kind of getting confused on teams. For me, Christy Haywood's my recruiter, so I am on her personal team. My personal team is Christy Haywood's recruiter team. Then I have my recruiter team. So everybody I've recruited is in my recruiter team. And then I have my director team. And then I have my executive team. So Cindy Sparling's my executive director. So I'm in her executive team. So you may or may not have all of these. I'm noticing that, let's say your recruiter no longer is in Pampered Chef, you're not going to be in that recruiter team. So you may not have 4. I think 4 is probably the max that you have, but this is not set up like it's not like in the past where we've seen all the downline. So you've got the top person and then they recruited somebody and they recruited somebody and they recruited 2 and they recruited 4. You're not going to see that. It's not like that kind of a tree effect. It doesn't work that way. So just so you know, this is going to just show you that who's in that recruiter team. So for right now, I can click on this. There's 2 participants. I can click on the view those, and it will bring up the participants in that group. Does that make sense?
Lori, the intention of that, correct me if I'm wrong, is just to bring the competitive side out in us.
It is. So it's kind of gamified so that we can see how everybody's doing and play the game, earn the badges. I think we kind of talked about this yesterday. I wasn't sure at what point I got cut off yesterday. So as you earn these badges, and you're going to see you've earned some of these badges already yourself, and you haven't even been in here and done the tasks. You're like, how did I get that? Well, you've already completed some of these. You've already reached your 1250 in sales, 2,500, 4,000, whatever. You've already earned all of those badges in your journey. so many recruits, so many parties. You know how to set up a party, things like that. So as you're doing those things are already populating for you because it knows what you're doing.
Lori, are these badges cumulative or do they reset every so often?
No, I think it will stay from now on. I don't think they'll ever reset unless you came back in as a brand new consultant and a new consultant number. Then obviously you would be served up everything all over. So does that kind of, so as you are coaching new consultants, you want them doing this new consultant journey. I will tell you that right now they do have other things available. They can actually go over here and click here and they can see some extra programs. So some of what we're seeing is some new consultants are coming over here and they're going, oh, I want to check out some of the product training. They're wanting to look at that new quick cooker or the deluxe cooking blender. And so they're doing some product trainings rather than going in and telling us their why and telling us about their self and stuff like that. So our group is working on some of those things as to how to better serve our new consultants. We want them really to get started first before they do all of that. Not that that's not great training, because it is, but we really want to see them doing some of the beginning tasks first so we can get them started.
So Lori, do you have the email that our new consultants receive by chance?
I don't. And used to, that was such a horrible journey. I don't know if I'm sure you saw that, Ms. Dawn, at home office. They were being so overwhelmed with so many emails coming at them. And one of the things we worked on to start with, we tackled that and kind of tried to narrow some of that down and combine some things. But now with Dash, they're getting served up emails according to where they're at in their journey. So it's not the same for everyone. So before, on day 1, they got this email, and on day 5, they got this email, or whatever. Now it's as they're doing things in their journey, it's going to serve up an email to go along with that.
So you're still receiving the emails. Well, I have a new consultant that started yesterday, ladies, so I will ask her to forward us that email.
Yes.
Awesome.
You can see what that first one looks
So
like.
I keep asking for that, but I haven't gotten that yet. So we'll
if enough
see.
of us ask, we'll get it. So
Yeah. So I know I keep saying we want to see what our new consultants are being served, what emails they're getting. So we're not duplicating a lot either in the field.
Mhm.
So
what I hear you saying, Lori, is you're trying to work with your game changers and to be able to not allow the new consultant to move forward till they finish the new consultant segment.
Right.
So the party prep or the party training, I can tell you from the virtual standpoint, is really, really well put together. So. So is there anything additional that you could tell us about that? And then we'll see. I know the ladies probably have a few questions that they wrote down.
So yes, Ms. Donna, as you do those, you're going to see that there's a lot of things in Dash that we have worked really hard on to be new and to recreate. And as we kind of tried initially to work on some of it, even though it was really difficult because we didn't have Dash to work in, we just had the back office side of it to kind of look at some just texts and things, but we would try to work through some of those and we would say, we don't need this video here, or this isn't addressing what we need it to address. And so we would try to do some of those. So you're going to see a lot of training in here that is new and updated, and we'll probably constantly be working on some of that. But you're also going to see some older things from the old PCU that's been brought over. So there's a combination of some of both of that in there still. I know it's been very overwhelming to try to do all of it because it was a lot to try to launch for conference. And then I had another thought, what you said. You guys just need to keep jumping in here on Dash 2 and trying to do whatever it's serving up for you too. So let's go to just some questions and see if I can help answer some questions. And well, let me tell you this. This is what I was going to tell you. Our Game Changer group is still meeting once a week and going over things. We also have our group that we text questions back and forth all the time. So if something is populating for you and you're like, why is it doing this? Or how do I do this? Just let me know. Some of those things are helpful to us too, to address in our group, to know what's going on with Dash. They are great with going in and making changes as almost immediately sometimes when they can. The other thing is I'm flying back to Chicago Tuesday for another power meeting. It's all day Tuesday. So if you guys have some things for me, tell me. Let me know so that when I go to that meeting Tuesday, then I'll have some things to take too from the field for where we're at.
Okay. You sure you want that, Lori?
Actually, I would prefer that you probably message them to me or text them to me because that can get overwhelming. I'm like, oh, I forgot to ask that question. Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. Questions for Lori? Lorraine?
While I have a moment of quiet, if hypothetically you have any consultants that have not jumped onto Dash, they've not engaged in it at all, are they receiving any type of emails or information from home office encouraging them to do it?
They are. Yes. Yes, they are. And as they jump on, home office will know that too. So then they'll get the next email, encourage them to do the next set of training.
Now, is that only for new consultants who have signed, or is that for our consultants who are currently on our team?
No, that's the new consultants.
Okay.
So the consultants on your team right now, anybody that was previously there before July 29th, before this launched, came in as just like you. So they're just seeing tasks just like you are.
So we need to be the ones to encourage that to get in there. And that's what you said. You issued a challenge.
Yeah.
And what did you say for your challenge? Like, did you give them a point thing, or did you tell them specific courses to look at?
Yeah, so you know what? Let me just post that. Is there somewhere I can post that to, Miss Donna? Can I?
Yeah, and we did put it on the sharing spoon. I put the first those that were had 1,000 or more.
Mm-hmm.
I did that on Friday, I believe. So I do have that on my list to update that. But that was it. We just put it. I think I put a challenge out to who was going to have 1,000 points by Monday. So today I'll go back and look at that. But you could do that on your personal team pages because obviously you're going to know who has. I mean, because there's people, because I'm getting the entire overview, so I'm not even aware if they're Sparling team or they're, where they come into our organization.
Right. Well, I'm just thinking, like, personally, I want my team to all go through at least the new consultant stuff because I want them to do the discover your why and set your goals and all that stuff. So
sure. So you can actually, like the way I can see mine here for new consultant, and it shows how many tasks I've completed. I would have them message you once they've done like 18 of those tasks or whatever.
Okay.
So that's a good point, Kim, because they would not come in at that.
Right.
They would already come in advanced. So
right. I want them to go back and do those.
Right. And that's what I've been trying to encourage everybody to do. The main reason is because when they recruit, then they're going to know those tasks that their new recruit's going to get served up to start with.
All right. I'll put that on the sharing spoon also, guys, but if you want to put that on your personal.
Yeah. So I'm encouraging everyone to do that new consultant training first for all of us. If you have new consultants that just started July 1st, like this is going to be very overwhelming for them. You're going to want to really guide them through some of those things that you want them to do. And as you can see with my activity board, like they're jumping all over the place.
So Lori, here's a question for you. And so you're having more of a home office perspective. Are you doing anything, are you offering any additional training on your personal page, or are you just working with Dash?
No, I'm just doing Dash, just like you guys are doing Dash.
So you don't have any like, here's a virtual consultant and do this A, B, and C?
No, we don't have any options like that available to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like hearing that, but it's scary at the same time.
It is scary. I know it is. Like I'm just kind of working through a bunch of this just like you guys are.
Okay.
And, some of the tasks only 1,000 points is a lot of points. But some of the tasks just have like 10 points assigned to them, but there's some that have 30, some that have 50 points to them. So they really can do that 1,000 if they get into that. If they do that, they're going to get through the new consultant. They're going to start doing some party training, some booking, some host coaching training, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, I should tell you this too. Even though as new consultants, when I first started, I only had like 3 or 4 of these that showed up over here on the right for me for programs. But as I started doing more and more, things opened up to me. It will be the same for them too. So if they're not in a leadership position yet, they're probably not going to see any leadership training yet. If they're not in the upline program yet, they're probably not going to see anything in the upline program yet.
So even do you know if they get the leadership training, is that they've sponsored 1 consultant, 2 consultants? Do you know, as soon as they sponsor 1, that leadership training jumps up?
I think so. I think it's going to pop up, and then it's going to tell them how to start connecting with their new recruit.
Awesome.
It's going to start helping them walk through some of that too, even though you're still helping them too. So
I was getting a little anxious when the new consultant, when I saw how many segments, but then when you see, I mean, it could take you 5 minutes tops,
Yeah.
Right.
To complete one of them. So I
Right.
think we need to encourage them that it really isn't a big time investment, and you can do it in little bite-sized pieces.
Sure. Even if you can just jump on and do 1 or 2 tasks and then go do something else. Most of them are like 1 to 3 minutes. So like even those initial 8 tasks, it could take them 15, 20 minutes. And they've done those. So it's pretty easy to do that before we have that first 24-hour call with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So other questions, ladies?
One of our challenges that I'm seeing, like with us in Sparling, that I'm trying to help work with, is what do we do now with onboarding new consultants from the field perspective, not just from Dash. And so we're working through some training units to continue. A lot of that's changed. Our fast track rewards have changed. Like there's so many things that have changed now. So we're working on redoing some of that to put some new things out there so that we want to keep going. We want to be strong, and we want this to be an amazing journey to keep going. And I think it will be.
Right. And that's exactly was my question is, we have the units training, and I have a call with Cindy at noon today to offer, to outline a new consultant call that we'll offer once a week.
Oh, cool.
So people can just jump on and just ask questions. So we're kind of coming up with our outline for that, and just deciding what supplemental information we need on the units. So because it does need to be updated.
Sure. I went through our training units one day last week, spent several hours doing that. I'm still working on that. I need to touch base with Cindy too, and let her know that I'm kind of working through that Evernote on some of that to upgrade some of that.
Well, she'll appreciate knowing you're doing that for sure.
Yeah, I know, because it's kind of been overwhelming.
Yeah, it is.
With all of it.
All right. Any other questions before we let Lori get to all the other things she has going on? Lori, we so appreciate you being a game changer, and we feel so fortunate to have you as one of our sisters, so that we have that direct connection to you. And I know the time commitment that it took and all the travel that you added to your family schedule. So thank you so much. Really, really. It's
been real joy for me. It's been a lot of learning for me too. So it's been a great experience. So I've been really honored to be part of that. But I'm here. If you have questions, message me. I'll see if I can help.
Okay.
However we need to.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking time with us here this morning. And we'll definitely, hopefully, send you some nuggets that will get you those information back to home office. So, all right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And if you do have any questions, just private message Lori, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. Take care, Lori. Thank you again.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.